One of the most important things that if we get this right early in life, there's no question as to what the outcome is going to be. And it's summarized by Albert Einstein. He said the eighth wonder of the world is compounding. When we think of compounding, most of us think compound interest. But compounding, I'm going to show you now that compounding is everything in life. And it affects every aspect of our life. And this, which I'm going to go through with you, came to me in one of the meetings that I was doing with the EGC. The EGC, I became chairman 2016, April 27th, 2016. I come back to Jamaica every other week, twice a month. Spend a week at the EGC, working with the bureaucrats, working with the ministries, departments, agencies of government, right? Working with the private sector, because we have to change culture. Because I'm thinking, how best can I explain generically what we have to do to be successful? How best? So here we go. What does that line graph look like? Y equals x to the nth power. What does that line graph look like? Say yes. Parabolic, right? Y equals minus x to the n. Of the line graphs, y equals x and y equals x to the n, this or this, which of these two line graphs would better represent people's expectations? Y equals x, right? People think linearly. So this would better represent people's expectations, right? In other words, let us label the line graphs. Success and x is time, right? Let us take a look at any of the component parts of success. Could be effort, right? So you put out effort. In other words, you go up this line graph. Over time, you get to this point in time, over that amount of time, right? You'd expect that amount of success, right? You put out more effort, you continue going up the line graph to this point. You'd expect this more amount of success. That's what we expect. Put out effort, we get success linearly. Tell me, what in life, Tishan, is linear? Is a relationship with your family linear? Eh? You have children? Your relationship with your children linear? So what in life is linear? Nothing. The only thing that's linear is a spreadsheet, right? Okay. Now, most things in life are better represented, and you're right. I just bullied you, right? So to test your confidence, right? Because you're thinking in reality. Most things in life are better represented by this curve. In other words, you put out effort, you go along this curve, put out effort, you get to this point. You expect this amount of success, right? But this is all you get. So what is the difference between what you expect and what you actually get? What's that delta called, the difference called? Frustration. Although you're frustrated, Tishan, you must persevere, right? So I'm not going to continue, right? I get to that point. I'm expecting this amount of success. But what did I get? This. What's the difference now, Kamal, between this and what you actually get? Yes.
More frustrating.
All right, sir. All right, sir. All right. You're on. You're on. You're on. You're on. Tell him what Mr. Weston did for me. So it's called more frustration, right? No. What do most people now do having hit this point? They say this doesn't work, right? Let me try something else. In giving up and trying something else, what are they actually doing? They're going back to zero. And they keep going back and forth. So that's why most people never achieve anything in their life. Right? That's the reason why. Remember how this came to me, you know? Because I'm thinking, how best can I explain to the EGC audience, the ministries, the bureaucrats, etc. Everybody. And it came to me, right? So most people now give up. But there is a point here, an inflection point, whereby 0 and this point, you can see that you put out an inordinate amount of effort and you get a disproportionately low amount of success. Between 0 and that point, right? But thereafter, you start going up the gradient of the curve. And you put out thereafter an incremental amount of effort thereafter, and what happens? An asymmetrically, inordinately disproportionate amount of success thereafter, right? So most people don't get here. So the question is, what is it, the attitude that we have to have, or the conditions that have to be met, that will drive us through that point naturally? What is it? What is that? That was what I wanted to figure out. Because if I figure that out now, then I could replicate and I could teach, right? Which is what I'm now doing. The opposite is also true. Y equals minus x to the nth power. So if success is positive y, negative y must be failure, right? You can put up bad effort. You get to this point, right? The amount of failure is minimal. You can't see it. Your face is not yet on the front page of the Gleaner. So what do most people do? They continue behaving badly. They get away with it. So they get to this point. My gosh, usually behaving badly feels good, right? They keep behaving badly. It's easy, right? Behaving badly is easy. But there's an inflection point again. Between 0 and that inflection point, you behave badly and there's no failure that is measurable or seen. But thereafter, you behave badly just one more dega time and you go to jail. Isn't that life? Don't we see it every day? On a positive note, the question really is, what do we have to do, right, to make sure that we get through the inflection point naturally? That is the gist of the whole formula. What do we have to do to get through inflection point naturally?